1 minute.
But you own your own business.
You don't have to answer to anyone but yourself. That's why you're more accountable. Yeah.
I had 16, I only got one employee. Well, the company was pretty boring. Yeah, just two of them.
Testing.
All right. Call this meeting to order. Commissioner Grice. You.
Dear Father, we come to you today, Lord, and say thank you for everything you do in our life. Lord, as we get into this meeting, let us do what's right for the people here in our community and what's right for our county. Lord, just protect everyone here and give us the wisdom and know the difference of wisdom. So, Lord, just please protect everyone here.
Amen. Commissioner Marquetti.
Yes, please join me in the pledge. I pledge allegiance indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I want to remind the commissioners to turn on your microphones when you're talking so everybody can hear you on YouTube and out in the audience. Roll call, please.
Commissioner Langley,
Here.
Commissioner Lawrence,
Here.
Commissioner Northrup. Here. Chair Jones.
Yep.
Commissioner Grice.
Here.
Commissioner Barrera.
Here.
Commissioner Marquetti.
Here.
And Commissioner Lee.
Here.
All right, everybody's here. Good afternoon, everybody. I'm going to open the floor for public comment, but before I do, this is agenda items only, limited to 3 minutes per person. And with that, since there's so many people here, we don't have any back and forth. So if you have anything specifically for your area or your township or your district, get with that individual commissioner or get with me as a chair of the board or my vice chair, and we can get the answer for you. With that said, the floor is now open for public comment. All right, floor is now closed for public comment. Commissioner Lee? Nope. We have any additions or deletions to the agenda? Now, Commissioner Lee.
Mr. Chair,
Yes, sir.
I move to approve the agenda as presented.
Second.
I have motion on the floor and support. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? The agenda is approved. All right, our first recognition is R3-2025, is a resolution honoring International Dark Sky Week. Who would like to take that?
Yes, this is a request from Robert Parrish. He's the chair of the Parks Board, and he is also responsible for Lawless Park being a dark sky, international dark sky park, as well as Michigan State Dark Sky Preserve. And this resolution is regarding, we have Dark Sky Week coming up April 21st to April 28th, and we are asked to have this resolution for the Dark Sky Awareness Week. So I would move that we accept this resolution R-003-25.
Second.
Motion on the floor and support. Any discussion? It's R3-2025. Roll call, please.
Commissioner Langley,
Yes.
Commissioner Lawrence,
Yes.
Commissioner Northrup.
Yes.
Chair Jones.
Yep.
Commissioner Grice.
Yes.
Commissioner Barrera.
Yes.
Commissioner Marquetti.
Yes,
And Commissioner Lee.
Yes.
All right. Resolution passes.
thank you.
Yes, ma'am. Number one, fiscal year 24 audit. Mr. Planter, you have the floor. No pressure with all those people watching you.
There we go. Okay.
And for the audience, if you see us looking down, we have screens in front of us, so it reflects whatever is going up there if it does, so we're not sleeping up here. We're looking at our screens in front of us.
Okay.
going to go up there or not? All right, good evening.
Good evening,
Great,
Alan.
look at that. Okay. My name is Alan Panter. I'm a partner at Yo & Yo, and I'm here to present the audit. The materials that you have, and when I went around and passed out the presentation, I saw that you have the annual comprehensive financial report. So that is the larger bound document that looks like this. Some people might call this an audit report. Okay. The other document that you have is the single audit, so much smaller bound document that's like this. And then the other deliverable is this, we call it the governance letter. So this is addressed to management and the Board of Commissioners and accompanies the audit. So those are the three main deliverables. Beyond that, you have a bound copy of my presentation, which will also be up on the screen. So there won't be a whole lot of doubt about what page we're on, any of that kind of stuff. So hopefully that helps us stay on track. The audit went fine this year. We were here in December for some prelim work, and then we started in January. We did most of the audit remotely, except for when we were physically here in December. There was a lot of back and forth, and the audit was issued actually on March 31st, so that's the deadline. The state gives 6 months after the fiscal year end for the audit to be issued and filed with the state. So that was done. The audit was issued on the 31st, filed with the state. It also gets filed with the Government Finance Officers Association because you're getting an award for excellence in financial reporting. So that gets submitted to another oversight body that reviews the report and issues an award. So the county's been getting that award for quite some time. I don't know the exact number of years, but quite a few years. That award's been conferred on an annual basis. So anyways, we'd like to thank everyone that we worked with at the county, especially Jennifer Renfro, James Tito, her deputy, everyone in the clerk's office, the treasurer's office, and there were several other county departments that we worked with as well. So everyone was very helpful and friendly, and we really appreciate everything that all the assistance that we got. So thank you very much. I understand that the county has a full agenda for tonight's meeting, so my plan is to be brief. I plan to talk about the audit opinion, quickly discuss some financial trends. I want to talk about the governance letter just a little bit, and if you have any questions, of course, stop me with those at any time. So, and I will be following the handout and what's on the screen here. So, all right, the first page, there we go, deals with the independent auditor's report. The purpose of an audit is to give you an opinion on your financial statements, not to detect fraud and not to give assurance on internal control. So it's a very important concept about what it is that we're here to do. We're here to give you an opinion on your financial statements, which is what you see represented here. We're giving an unmodified or clean opinion. That is the best opinion you can get, and it means a couple of things. It means, first of all, the statements are formatted in accordance with generally accepted accounting principles. So in other words, everything that's supposed to be in the statements is there. And incidentally, that's something that the GFOA looks for as well. The GFOA looks for, proper content in the statement. So there's that as well. And also, based on the procedures that we perform, the numbers are good. So unmodified opinion is definitely what you want to see. Okay? All right, next page. I've got a couple of graphs, and these are just very high level, dealing with the general fund. And I just want to give you a little bit of history and an idea of where the fund balance is in the general fund. So this is a 5-year history of revenues, expenditures, and fund balance. So the blue is the revenues, the yellow is the expenditures, and the green is the fund balance. The fund balance has increased every year except for 2023. You had a little bit of a usage of fund balance in 2023. So you see that the fund balance is up there. You can also see that the fund balance is a very significant percentage of the annual expenditures, and that's kind of how we always measure the fund balance. So how much do we have? How much should we have? How does that measure to historical norms? How does that potentially compare to another government? Those sorts of things. So this year, the county general fund is at about 67% of annual expenditures. So the idea is that you could theoretically operate the county on a similar budget for 8 months without any revenues. Of course, nobody wants that, but that's the theory. And the prior year was also 67%. So the fund balance did go up a little bit this year. The expenditures went up a little bit, still 67%. So we usually recommend a minimum of 15 to 20% just for straight operating and cash flow purposes. So anything that you have over and above that 15 to 20% really just depends on what your plans are for that money, okay? So that's the fund balance. All right, the next slide, the next two slides just kind of break down the revenues and the expenditures in the general fund. And each section here, so take property taxes, for example. So that gives you a 5-year history of the property taxes, tax revenue in the general fund. And then we continue along through intergovernmental, so that's basically what comes from the state and federal governments, charges for services, those are permits, licenses, that sort of thing, transfers, and then other is basically everything else. So you can see that the taxes are far and away the biggest funding source, and you can see that the growth is there that you would expect. You know, and that relates to the taxable value in the county that has continued to increase over the years. So that's a good positive trend there. You can also see this year there's a little bit of a spike in intergovernmental revenue, and that has to do with some federal grants that were received for this building. So that's that you're going to see that in a couple of places. You'll see it on the expenditure graph too that I'm about to show you is that activity showing up here at this level. All right, so the next one, general fund expenditures. Same idea of how this graph is put together. We took the largest components, general government, judicial, public safety, health and welfare, and then everything else is in that transfers out and other. So general government, that's what you think of as that's the Board of Commissioners, your treasurer, your clerk, your core government services. Judicial, that's your courts, friend of the court, prosecuting attorney, those kinds of things is in judicial. Public safety, that's the sheriff and the jail. And then you've got your health and welfare, transfers out and other, that's mostly transfers to other funds. So that's the big spike you see there in this year, and the transfers out is a transfer from the general fund to the public improvement fund for this building. So the other things you see, general government, judicial, public safety, you see there's up, the trend is up, and I think that's pretty a normal trend and what you would expect to see in terms of, you know, increases in costs that you see over time. So that's the expenditure graph. Okay, almost done. I want to talk about the governance letter. And again, that's the stapled letter that comes with the audit. That is distributed. We issue a letter like that with every audit that we issue. It's addressed to management and the Board of Commissioners, and it communicates several important issues related to the audit. So the letter discloses any estimates that are used in preparing the financial statements, some informational items, if any misstatements were noted, we had none of those. If we had any disagreements with management, any sort of accounting issues that came up and we had a disagreement over, we would document that here. There was none of that. The letter also discusses any management letter comments that we have, so those would run along the lines of suggestions for improvement. And over the years, we've periodically made some management letter comments, but this year we didn't have any. Okay, so that's a positive reflection on the county because we have no management letter comments, so that's a good thing. The next page and the last page of my presentation is the single audit. So that's the smaller bound document that deals with the single audit. So that's the federal awards, okay? So the county expended this year, let me back up. A single audit is required anytime an auditee incurs $750,000 or more in federal expenditures. So this year the county expended about $11 million in federal awards. A great deal of that had to do with this building. Last year, it was about $2.5 million. So big increase in federal dollars this year. The two biggest grants were the community facilities grant. So there was a $1.5 million grant from USDA for this building. And there was also, the county received an allocation of the American Rescue Plan Act funds about 3 years ago. Two years ago? I don't remember exactly when, but a couple years ago, you guys received that money, and a lot of that was used on this building too. So when you received that money, it sat on the balance sheet until you actually used it, and then when it was expended, it got audited and done. So We had no federal award findings, so in other words, we have to look at compliance with that. No internal control deficiencies related to federal awards, and no findings in terms of government auditing standards there, so.
That's good.
Yes, very good. So, yeah, no findings, no management letter comments, everything looks good, okay? If you have any questions, that's all I have.
Yes, sir.
On your general fund revenue, in all of your categories, it looks like it's around $22 million. Is that kind of basically what we're dealing with?
Yeah, I think
If you
that's.
check your intergovernment,
Yeah.
so basically,
I wanna look at
we're
the statement
operating
here
on
real
about
quick.
22 million of revenue.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Okay.
Yeah, 22.5, almost 22.6,
Yeah,
so yeah, right in
okay.
that ballpark.
I just wanted to make sure I knew what I was looking at.
Yeah,
And for the public that's here in the audience, this is an audit on the tax dollars that you all pay. You know, and this proves that we're doing what we're supposed to do with your money. And as commissioners, this is our number one job is to handle your money correctly. And this audit proves that that's what we're doing, because I'm not going to jail or back to jail. Which one? Any other questions?
Thank you, Alan. This was great.
thank you, appreciate it.
Thank
Glad
you,
to be
sir.
here.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, next we have Crime Victims' Rights Week. Going to Court booklet presentation of Cass County Grade School competition winners. So, Victor Fitz, you have the floor. Push the red button.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. And I know that our commissioners, at least many of them, are familiar with this process because we do this on an annual basis. And we very much appreciate the commissioners taking the time to recognize this. As our Chair Jones indicated, this is Crime Victim Rights Week. It's when we recognize and have a special time to try to do some special things for our victims of crime. And as you know, the kids help us in what's called our Going to Court book. And we'll get the kids in here right now, Marie, so that they can kind of hear what's going on. Have them line up right down the side of the wall. And I'm going to try to do something that's very easy for me to do, and that's take this down to a third grade level as I explain it. And I'm going to turn so the kids can hear also. Kids, this is the courtroom, or this used to be a courtroom many years ago, but now it's the commissioner's chambers. And the ladies and gentlemen in front of you, with the exception of our county clerk and our interim our administrator, the rest of the individuals up there are your county commissioners. In government, there are 3 branches. There's the judiciary, and we have one of our judges, Judge Beeler, with us right back there in the red sweater. We also have the executive, which is the prosecutor's office. The sheriff is part of that as well. And then we have the legislative. And these ladies and gentlemen are part of the legislative portion of our government. And again, their job, as was indicated by the chair, is to make sure that the money of the county is handled properly. That's one of their primary purposes. But your job that you've done for us is you've helped the executive branch, that being the prosecutor's branch, and our victims of crime. As I explained to you earlier, this booklet that you help prepare helps kids when they're involved in having to come to court and testify in court. It's a scary thing for them, but the pictures and the explanations and the drawings and the verbiage that you put in here helps these kids when they have to come to court to testify. So what we're going to do is we're going to bring you up here one by one, and we're going to introduce you to one of the commissioners who's going to give you an award. Once you get that, we want you to stay right up there because we're going to take a group picture at the end. Your parents are also free to just discreetly come to the side and take pictures as well. And again, we've tried to pair you off with a commissioner in your area. It's not 100%, but again, when I say in your area, that means they're your actual commissioner that was voted in by the people in your neighborhoods to be your commissioner. So with that, and we've got a few kids that are not here, but most of them are, and the first individual his booklet, and this is a great part of our new system. We can see the pictures up there, not only in the book, but up on the screen. The cover winner is Austin Rudolph, who is not here today, but Commissioner Langley, if you could just stand up so they know who you are. And Commissioner Langley is going to make sure that that gets to the right person from the Edwardsburg Schools. Next, someone who we do have here is Cecily Van Ziel. Cecily, come right on up here. And Chelsea will help you to get to the right person. You're going to get your award from Commissioner Lawrence. And you guys can clap for them as they come up, too. That's fine. And to conserve on time, as you're walking up, that would probably be the good time to clap for them. The next person is not here, but I want to recognize her as well. Janessa Starling from Sam Adams. Commissioner Grice was going to give that award, and he'll make sure it gets to the right person as well. Next is someone who is here, Frank Strohan, I believe. Frank? And Commissioner Jones will be giving you your award. You can clap for him right now.
Good drip, man. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Congratulations.
And just for the record, there's a little tongue-in-cheek, Commissioner Jones has never been in jail, so.
That you know of.
At least that I know of. Correct. Next is somebody who is not here, and you can hold the applause on the persons that aren't here just so we can save on time. But again, William Burke from Edwardsburg, Commissioner Marchetti was going to give that award, so she'll make sure it gets to the right spot. Next will be Ryan Good from Marcellus, Commissioner Northrup.
He's got the right sweatshirt on. Go Lions.
Yeah. There you go. All right. Next from Edwardsburg Schools, Stella Carberry. Commissioner Lee will be giving you your award. Come on up, Stella. You gotta show that to your grandpa. Next, an individual, and I may mispronounce his name, I apologize in advance, but from Edwardsburg also, Zaria Torvarte. Much better, thank you.
Robotor.
And then the next, from Edwardsburg School, someone who was not here, and again, Commissioner Marchetti, you get the bad draw here today. I apologize. I think you'll have at least one live person, but Ava Robinette is not here, but again, we appreciate her contribution. Next from Marcellus, Commissioner Northrup will give the award to Shauna Singleton. And next, again, Commissioner Northrup, another Marcellus School recipient, Noah DeVries. And from Edwardsburg School District, Commissioner Barrera will give the award to Evelyn Bailey. And again, the screen is changing for each of the kids, so you know that it's their drawing that is being represented up on the screen. Next, a youngster who is not here, Commissioner Grice would have been giving this award to Michaela Holt from Sam Adams. Next from Edwardsburg to Commissioner Marchetti, and we've got a live one here for you, Commissioner. Nyla Burt. Next from Sam Adams, we have Commissioner Grice presenting the award to Nora Bodine. Nora? And who knows, someday one of these kids might be governor. So. Next we have from Sam Adams, Commissioner Lawrence providing the award to Caden McCrary.
Not up here. No.
And next, from Edwardsburg, Commissioner Jones will be giving the award to Tomiko Stubblefield.
It's not, the award's not here, but I want to say congratulations. We'll see if we can.
Did I say that wrong?
Okay?
Okay, I want you to come right up to this mic, and you say that name correctly for me.
It's Tomoko!
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
That's a kid that's going to stand up for her rights. Congratulations. All right, next from Sam Adams, Commissioner Langley will be giving the award to Bexley Hunsberger. Just a couple more then. And next from Sam Adams, Commissioner Lee, giving the Inside Back Cover Award to Natalie Bethea. And I know Natalie a little bit. I see her every Sunday in church, so. Next, although we did know that when we did the competition drawing, the decisions were made by the Council on Aging, so we appreciate their help. Finally, the back cover from Edwardsburg Schools, Commissioner Barrera, the back cover award to Joseph Latone. Just 1 second. Kids, we want to thank you for what you've done here today. This has been a wonderful thing. And as was mentioned, we want to give the commissioners either the chance to get behind them where you're at, or Commissioner Jones, you want to come out behind them, right behind them?
We can come
Touch you
around.
out there.
We can come around.
Okay, that'd be great.
We're both.
And kids, we will ask you, as was mentioned, we'll ask you to get in a little closer if you can so that the camera can pick all of you up. And parents too, if you want to get up here to take a picture, this is a good time to do it. Guys, get as close as you can. Over there too. Okay, kids, on the count of 3, I want you to say the name Belle, which is the name of our service dog. So 1, 2, 3. Belle. Sure, I'll get in there too.
Hang tight. We're going to get one with Prosecutor Fitz. All right. Ready? Awesome.
Okay, kids, thank you so much. And one last thing, you need to give a round of applause to your parents. Let's have all you guys put their award aside and clap for your parents. All right, great, kids. Thank you so much. You can go back to your seats. Go back to your parents. It's fine. Thanks. And Caden, if you want to see us outside the room, we'll make sure we get you your award.
We're going to do probably a 2-minute or so recess to let everybody leave that's going to leave before we resume business.
I know it.
Yep, you're welcome. We'll see you later. Oh, yeah, it's a horrible idea. I'm in.
I walked out of the house today and didn't bring my hat.
Well, that was cool. That's why you didn't, that's what happened.
That's what happens. Crying out loud. Man.
Maybe I should have worn my hat.
I do all the time.
I see that.
Yeah, I don't go without it. Unless I want to blend in, then I have to put a baseball cap on. All right, we will resume business. Proposed consent agenda, Vice Chair Lawrence.
Chair, I make a motion that we approve this consent agenda from M-40-2025 to M-56-2025.
Second.
Motion on the floor is support. Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Commissioner Lawrence,
Yes.
Commissioner Northrup,
Yes.
Chair Jones.
Yep.
Commissioner Grice,
Yes.
Commissioner Barrera,
Yes.
Commissioner Marquetti,
Yes.
Commissioner Lee,
Yes.
and Commissioner Langley.
Yes.
All right. District 1, Commissioner Langley, you have anything for us today?
Not at this time.
No news is good news. Commissioner Lawrence,
None.
Commissioner Northrup.
Went to Volenia Township, what did I go to? The planning commission on the gravel pit. It looks like there's some few questions still they're getting answered, but it's moving along, so. Kind of a hot topic out there, but, you know, it looks like they're working through it. That's
Right.
all I know. So.
All right, thank you, sir. For my district, Pokagon, we're talking about redoing Peavine and one other street, I can't remember, I think it's Beeson. But we're urging people to come to our to our township meetings, because only people that are there are the ones that are giving reports. And when things happen, people need to know. So we're urging people to show up to your township meetings, especially Pokagon and Howard Township, my district. That way, if taxes get raised or, you know, you want to find out what's going on, so it's not a big surprise come tax time, you might want to show up to the meeting. Commissioner Grice.
Nothing to report.
Commissioner Barrera.
Nothing to report.
Commissioner Marquetti.
Nothing. Okay.
What? I was about to fall out my chair.
I know. I just wanted to throw you a little curve. I have a full page. Onto a Township is having its cleanup day on Saturday, April 19th, from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. The Uptown Improvement Association is sponsoring a paddle auction on Saturday, April 12th, from 12:30 to 4 o'clock. That's open to the public. And there's well over 100 just gorgeous, gorgeous baskets. And the cost is only $5 at the door. On Sunday, April 2nd, there will be an Easter egg hunt at Gun Park starting at 2 p.m. I want to remind you all that the county hazardous waste, used passenger truck tires, and used electronics drop-off will be at the Road Commission on April 23rd from 3 to 6 p.m. And I want to thank Ambrosia for getting out. It's been on Facebook, and then she sent to 120 North Broadway, and I do appreciate that, Ambrosia. Thank you. The Cass Van Buren Health Department met in Dowagiac on March 12th, and one of the main topics was the recurrence of measles. It is highly contagious, and the closest outbreak to us has been in Windsor, Canada, by the way. The financial audit went well, and the report came in yesterday, because we also had the Cass Van Buren Health Department yesterday. The environmental health reported they passed a well audit, and a number of well drillers have had their licenses revoked by the state. And NATS met on March 18th. NATS is Niles Area Transportation Study. And for everyone's benefit, the parts of Cass County that are a part of NATS are Howard, Milton, Ottawa, and Mason Townships, and the village of Edwardsburg. Now, there are transportation projects that affect Cass County in the metropolitan planning area for Ottawa and Mason Townships. US 12 at Beebe Road and at Adamsville Road intersections, there's going to be a left turn lane and a passing flare in 2026. The Edwardsburg Village, Ottawa, Milton, and Mason Townships, milling and one course of asphalt on US 12 from east of M62 to Union, and that is also going to be in 2026. Also, shoulder widening on US 12 from the village of Edwardsburg to Lane Road and Brady Road all the way out to Five Points Road. For 2027 in Milton, US 12 at Gumwood, They're looking at doing a roundabout. However, when some of the Nance members from that area heard about it, they said, maybe you ought to rethink that and not spend the money because the traffic light there is working very, very well. And then the really big news is, and I don't know if anybody goes this way, I know we do on occasion, if you take 12 west, and if, you know where they took down the overpass. When they took down the overpass, if you, about a mile, half a mile from there is the St. Joe River, and there's a bridge that crosses that river. Okay, they're going to take down the bridge and build a new one. And the engineering cost alone is over $4 million. Now, that's a pretty big deal, and everybody that goes that way, I don't know if they're going to take down the bridge first. I kind of doubt it. I think they'll probably build the bridge next to it. But I thought that at this past Nats meeting was pretty interesting. And I also met with various educators, school superintendents, and representatives from SMC at Heritage ISD to discuss career tech education for Cass County. And that's it. That's all I have.
Thank you. Who's next? Commissioner Lee.
You know, I was going to say all that, but.
Yeah. Just say what she said.
Yeah.
Yeah, good luck.
So nothing to report.
All right. Roseanne reported for all of us. Letter L, Administrator's Report.
So just want to start out and say that the equalization report is on your desk. We're going to have a special meeting before the COW next week to get that approved, just due to timing. She was unable to present it in March, but wanted to make sure you guys had some time to review it, so she dropped it off today. That way we could do a special meeting next week to get that off to the state in time.
Next week, you said? Right
Yes.
before our next meeting?
Yeah, about 4:45.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Roseanne mentioned the household hazardous waste. It's definitely an event hosted by the BOC, definitely loved by the community. Any volunteers we can get out there to help would definitely be much appreciated. April
be there
23rd
again.
from 3 to 6.
Yeah, I'll be there again.
Thank you.
As you heard, the audit has finished, which is very exciting. We got that turned in on time. Administrative staffing, a while back I had talked that we would be hiring a temporary administrative assistant / AP person. We have selected Casey Bess. She started earlier this week, and we're very, very excited to have her on board. So if you see her, please welcome her. The class compensation is still going on. The most recent thing is he has reached out to our comparables that we're going to look at to compare similar positions. So he's expecting to get that back from those different entities at the beginning of May. So hopefully we'll hear something May, June timeframe a little bit more, and getting close to the end of this compensation study. And next we start on budget, so I sent out all of the information. I copied you commissioners earlier, and so we'll jump right out of audit and into budget season.
Mr. Chair,
Yes, ma'am.
I have a question for our interim administrator.
By all means.
I'm sorry, what?
By all means.
Oh, thank you. Okay, so got your timeline. Now, can we go to any of those meetings? Any of the board here?
Yeah, we can, you're welcome to. There's a lot of them.
Yes, I saw.
And so I can share my schedule with you if anyone would like to attend. We'll have to be careful. You wouldn't be allowed to have a quorum. If it would be good if you want to set up something where everyone comes in and talks to the board. I know we've done that before. If the board is interested in doing something like that, we can try and get that arranged with all of them. I do think that the earlier we could look at scheduling that, at least getting a date on the books would be better. And I don't think that anybody would have a problem with that at all.
Well, I would be interested in what you just said in the presentation in front of the board.
Okay.
absolutely. Thank you.
Everybody just talk about their area a
Yeah.
little bit and anything
Yes.
big that they're looking at, like changes? Or?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I would enjoy that. Yes.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah, I'll work with all of them to try and get that set up for you guys.
Any other questions for our administrator?
Just want to say one final thing too, because I think it's important in the storm response. I don't want to steal the sheriff's thunder. I think he's going to talk a little bit. I just want to say that the collaboration between everybody, it's just a reminder how special this county is. Everybody working together. There was a lot of people that had parts in this, waking up early, late nights. Beth stayed late ahead of another storm just to make sure that everybody got payroll. There was all kinds of, IT facilities, the clerk, Chair Jones and me had many conversations, the elected officials. So it's just in our toughest moments that you just realize how strong we really are and how special this county is.
And everything worked out pretty much seamlessly. We have a plan, and a lot of times those plans are in place, because if you don't have a plan, that's when chaos happens. But here lately, our plans have been, our proactiveness to disasters and tragedy and stuff like that has been working out pretty good. Thank you, Jen. All right, county partners. Corey, you have anything? You are limited to 5 minutes. Look.
So I want to thank you, everybody, for supporting the Cass County Conservation District programming. We did just also receive a clean audit that is conducted biannually. I will get a copy to you, and if anybody else wants a copy of the audit, I can make it available. Roseanne?
And I do have a question for you. The plat book, are you guys done with that?
Yes.
Okay,
Well,
so-
it is at the publishers now.
Okay.
If there's anything that you need changed or addition, I still haven't done a final, review, and so we could make any changes if you need them.
Well, I wasn't talking about, I didn't mean that, Corey, because
Okay.
I have a lot of people in my district that like to have those. And so I, for one, would like to have one as well. So I have been anxiously awaiting.
You and a number of other people, yes. I'm hoping, we were supposed to have it the end of April, but a bit of a delay, so May is the goal. So, I also wanted to, I'm going to wait a minute because Tracy's up here to say anything about SCSC, but tree sale orders are due the next Monday, and then we have extras that will be sold on Friday, the 25th and the 26th. We do need volunteers, and I am soliciting volunteers with this. All volunteers are going to get a T-shirt, so if you come in and help,
Ooh, ooh. We like Tracy's shirt. It's got the right college on there.
I should have made her wear this, see? Crane count is Saturday morning from 7 a.m. to 9 a.m. If you want to participate, I can send you a map. If you are out in those hours and just happen to see cranes, then keep account of what you see, where you're at, about what time, and you can send me that and we can add it to the count. It's part of a Midwest regional count. We don't expect to have large numbers. We're on the edge of, they already went through a lot of them.
Them things
You
are
may
all
have
over
noticed.
my field.
We also did receive the water grant funds. We'd been waiting to actually purchase the equipment till we got the money in the bank. We got it. We've purchased the equipment. We'll be starting to do water quality testing, water testing. How we do that is going to, I'll just say, be interesting because the regenerative ag technician was going to help do that program during the time frame that they had her money on hold. She was not working for 6 weeks, and she has been offered another job. I don't believe that we're going to have a regen ag technician right away, so we're a little delayed, but she's going to train us how to use the equipment, and hopefully we can do just as good as she was going to do. We are still uncertain about the Regen Ag future with a new position, and I've been told that the MEP grant, they're not going to know anything till September. So that's late.
What about your, remember you were talking about that you all might lose your building?
Right.
Yeah, anything about
So far,
that?
so good
All right.
on that one. And FSA, they and NRCS are both, we did lose some staff and there's a freeze. And so there's some crunch there. One of the NRCS members has been reassigned to APHIS doing avian flu inspections. So we're losing some staff in the office, but so far the word is no changes. And he doesn't expect it to change because of how far away each of the different offices are.
Thank you. Yeah.
SCSC, I wanted to let you know we're on the 116th permit for this fiscal year. I'm working on that one now. Our new inspector, Justin Hillsberg, is exceeded expectations. He's done over 100 or around 100 inspections in the month of March. He just got certified.
Nice.
It's excellent.
Yeah.
And very organized, and it's helping us to get, well, what we needed in organization and efficiency.
Did he say he wanted like 300 a month or something like that?
Well, his goal, we have a goal of 100 a month, and if he keeps doing that, it'll be perfect.
Okay.
We have a lot of busy season with new permits and storm cleanup, so been busy working on that, but we've been able to maintain getting permits out within the 2 to 3 weeks. Our goal is 2 weeks, so I'm pretty happy with this busy time still being able to do that. We do have a GIS snafu right now. We'll see how that all falls out, but apparently something was done with the GIS and we lost a lot of data. So we don't have our maps right, our points right now, so we're gonna have to add some data and hopefully they'll be able to restore some of that and it won't be too hard to recover, but we'll just move on and we'll get through it. Because in the end, we're going to have a more efficient system with the tablets where we'll be able to make everything even better. So I'm looking forward to that. I already said the plat book's at the publisher, so I think I went through all my notes. Did I miss anything? She's been busy doing violations because he's out there doing more inspections. Mm-hmm. So you're going to have some complaints. One of our board members was at a Porter Township meeting and someone complained they got a fine. It's actually a reinspection fee because the controls weren't put up properly. And so the erosion went to neighboring lots. Anytime the soil crosses property lines or into the water, that's a violation. We can work with people if they're minor things like fix their silt fence, but if it crosses. So we're probably going to have more of that for a little bit because we're going to be out more often, and that's the whole point. So not that we have more problems, but that we're out there checking on them and trying to get everything in line better. So
yeah. Well,
if you do have any problems with anyone calling you, please have them, talk to me and we can try to work out and see, what's going on with the site.
I got you both on speed dial for my other job.
All right.
When to clarify, Corey, with me and Corey, we go back and forth with that. So obviously she gets more than 5 minutes, but I just pick on her.
Sorry about that.
I pick on you every chance I get.
That's all right. I can take it.
Yeah. All right. Thank you.
Yeah, she helps out.
Except for Tracy, she's cool because she's rooting for the right football team. Mr. Rudell, I'll call you up when it comes time, but we don't have any other county partners out there. So, elected officials, sheriff, everything for us? You all, either one, Judge Beeler, sheriff, eeny, meeny, miny, moe.
We're back here arm wrestling.
Oh, yeah?
I'm glad John's here tonight because, we appreciate him and all he's done at Woodlands. And I know he's had a lot of on his shoulders because he does both the financial and the chief executive stuff. So I just think that we all should appreciate all he's done because usually there's 2 positions and he's one person. And I know Jen can feel what that's like. So it's important that you all know that he works really well with all of our community agencies and we see his people all the time. So secondly, I just want to again publicly thank Jennifer for all her work on the audit. She's been wonderful to work with. And I think it bears repeating because you know I've been one of the persons that's complained when there's been communication problems with administration. And so when we're having the opposite, I love to say it's been great having more communication because we're getting a lot more things done. And I think I speak for other people when I say having those open lines of communication, it allows us all to do our jobs better. So we really appreciate it. So the key, hopefully, when we get a new person in to be our permanent administrator, we want to keep that communication going because it allows us all to really do the things that we're meant to do, but to also work together because a lot of times we can get something done so much easier if we're all working on it together. So I just wanted to say we really appreciate that. And then finally, I just wanted to thank all of the employees who have been pitching in and doing different things. We had that crazy weather and we were calling people in, not sure if we were opening, then we were here, then we didn't have power, then we were doing court. I want to thank Monica's staff. They let me camp out in her office for a period of time. Her staff person even helped me by carrying the flag from in here into a conference room so I could hold court because I'm really not supposed to hold court without the flag. And so I was going to do it anyway if we couldn't make it work out. But like it's things like that, like he's busy doing his job and then he takes time out to help me by carrying that in there so I could do my hearing. And then they gave me space to work in her office because we didn't have power at the other building and I didn't have power at home. So I just, you know, like Jennifer said, like these things, I know it takes a little time saying these thank yous, but it's really important to do so because you're so lucky that you have so many diligent employees, department heads, and elected officials who get stuff done, and we don't take the time to recognize that, and you're part of that too. I'm not saying you're not, but I'm just saying sometimes I think you guys don't know about that there's all these things going on all the time, and everybody pitches together and gets it done. So I just want us to all try to remember to be grateful for that because there are many places that do not have the teamwork that goes on here, and it's really, it warms my heart to think about it because I know that I can always reach out to people and we can get stuff done. And hopefully that's what our community can appreciate because everybody's working really hard for them. So thank you.
Yes, ma'am. All right, Sheriff. You lost the arm wrestling contest.
I won't go into a whole bunch of it because I think Jen included a letter in your packet. The challenges we faced last week with the storms, the lightning strike, internet outages was very challenging for us. And the only way that we got through that was because of IT, Jody and her team, and Dave Reef and facilities. I called Dave Reef at 8:30 on Sunday night because the generator went down after the power was out. He showed up immediately with a mechanic from the company that oversees the generator, had us back online in about an hour, and Dave actually stayed there till like 2 o'clock in the morning making sure that it didn't fail again because it was a critical part of what we needed to have running at that time. So we had plans in place, and I'll use a term that we use on Wednesday morning staff meetings. We had to pivot because the plans for the generator to do everything failed, so we had to pivot to a different plan. So animal control, the generator that you approved tonight is just going to be phenomenal for them. Dave Reef we had a standalone generator outside. Dave was wiring furnaces directly into the generator because it was getting so cold in the facility that we had to get the heat back on. And of course, 5 minutes after he does that, the power comes back on. So that's the way it works. So just want to give a big shout out to IT, Jody and her team, James saved our butt, and Dave Reef and his team really took care of us. So appreciate everybody, and that's all I got.
Thank you, Sheriff.
Thank you.
Yeah, good job, Sheriff. Thank you.
Prosecutor Fitz, how'd you know I was going to call you next?
Well, we're giving kudos out. I'll pile on here a little bit to, in addition to what's been said already. This week I had to rely on IT and admin for a couple important things. Our HSCC meeting on Tuesday and also today for our presentation. And again, Jennifer was extremely helpful in both efforts, and also Jody, Adam, Ambrosia. Again, they just did a good job. I really appreciate that in both endeavors, so thank you so much. And I do want to also add on as well in regard to some of the issues with the storms and so forth. Again, just thanks to the sheriff, facilities management, and the others that did such a good job in that regard. Last thing I'll just mention is that we do have, again, with this continuing our final day of Crime Victim Rights Week, we do have the flagpole ceremony tomorrow at noon at the Law and Courts Building. I know some of you have been to that before, and we'd love to have you there to recognize the families who are continue to grieve, and sadly grieve for the rest of their lives for the loss of loved ones to murder and vehicular homicide and things of that sort. So thank you so much.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Drain Commissioner, you have anything for us? All right, thank you, sir. Clerk.
I'm all set.
All right. New business. So R6-2025, but before we go to that, John, could you come up and maybe give us a brief overview? I don't want to put you on the spot, but you're the man.
I don't know about the man, but I can explain why I'm here asking for your support to urge DHS to pass through the funds that the legislature has already appropriated. I could get into all kinds of details, right? But in simple terms, DHS gives us a pot of money to provide services to our county, right? If we spend less than what they give us, we send it back. If we spend more, which everybody's known what has happened with inflation the past few years, we spend more than what they give us, we have to wait for 6, 7, 8 months for them to make us whole for that money, right? So last year we were short about $4 million, and we had to wait until this upcoming April, this month, before we got our full funding. So this current year, fiscal year 25 that we're in, same situation, right? We are short because they use an actuary to set the rates and what they think we should get, and they are not fully funding our program until we get to the end of the year and we settle. A couple of facts, I guess I'll call them. Last year, DHS failed to distribute $163 million of their appropriation. So statewide, the community mental health organizations were in deficit by 50 million, but they didn't distribute 160 million. This year, it's anticipated or estimated that they will fail to distribute 287 million of their appropriation. And the county mental health associations or entities are anticipated to be 232 million short, statewide, right? Other small things that happen. So for instance, in November, the legislature passed that our autism rates that we pay for autism providers should go up by $66 an hour, okay? And that's supposed to be passed through money. So we got our first payment as a region in March, and they sent us $36 an hour to cover that. They expect us to pay 66, but they only send us 36. So again, it's not just a Cass County problem. It's not just a Southwest Michigan problem. It's a statewide problem. Out of the 10 regions, 8 of them are underfunded. Again, that comes up to that $232 million shortfall. Again, what I'm looking for is your support, because it's Medicaid, it's an entitlement, it's federally funded, it is pass-through money. It's not your obligation, but DHS has to send it through to us. I don't know how to. I've been standing on, and as some of you know, I copy on the emails and the phone calls and everything that I do. For the past 6 to 8 months, I've been telling them this problem is coming, and it's coming to roost October 1st. So.
And you've reached out to all senators, congressmen, state representatives.
Representative Paquette, Representative Karras, Senator Lindsay. I went up to Lansing to testify in front of the House Subcommittee on Mental Health. You named the person, Director Hurdle, Governor Whitmer, you named the person, I've reached out to them.
So could you tell the group what would happen if you all don't get funded?
So
worst case scenario.
Yeah. Worst case scenario. We stop services to people that it's an entitlement for, federally funded, medically necessary service. So think of people that are in inpatient or in specialized residential.
So Clint's sitting back here, and I know he doesn't want to hear it because of the things that I pay for, they would be on the streets. They might end up with Clint. They might end up in the emergency room. I mean, the costs are going to be spent. It's just a matter of where they're going to be spent.
Because some are clinical, and if they're out on us, it's not good.
It's not good.
It's not good.
Mr. Chair,
Yes, ma'am.
may I? I was in Lansing this week, and yesterday I met with Senator Lindsay. I had a few things I wanted to talk to him about. He told me his #1 priority is.
Awesome. That's great to
So,
hear.
you might want to reach out to him again because that's what he told me.
Oh, I reach out to him at least twice a month.
Oh, good.
Yes.
Right.
I don't stop.
Right.
They're probably sick of hearing from me, but that's why
That's
I'm here.
what you got to do.
That's why I'm here.
And would I be wrong in saying, because you're speaking, remember them high terms when I was on that committee? DHS or the state mandates that you have to do these services, so they give you money for the services, but now they're not paying for the things that they told you that you have to do,
We still have to do them, otherwise we'll be in violation of state law.
of the things that they told you, but they're not paying for you.
Correct.
So if I told you to do something, I'm gonna give you money, but now I'm not gonna give you money, but I expect you to get it done.
Correct.
Right, right.
That's a great system.
Yeah, it works out perfectly.
Perfect.
All right. Anybody? Yes, sir.
Thank you. John, tell us a little bit about what happens in September if we run out of money. What actually should
So-
this county worry about?
So for the county, right, I mean, your situation doesn't change, right? I mean, we're gonna still be an entity. I have a plan of how to continue services, right? So for instance, it's going to be, there's 5 steps in my plan, right? I've asked my landlord, if I could not pay rent for 10 months, right? I'll owe you, but as soon as the settlement shows up, that's when I'll pay you, right? I've asked the regional entity for an advance on our settlement, right? They have a little bit of money that they can only give to 1 or 2 or 3, right? And it's us and Van Buren that are first in line. I have 3 or 4 layoffs that I could make, right? Probably the next one that will hurt other people is that I'm supposed to pay claims within 30 days. I mean, that's generally accepted accounting principle. I will probably push out payments to 60 or 90 days. Now, services will continue if those providers can survive on 60 or 90 days waiting for payment, but if they can't, then again, they may evict those people or stop the services, and we don't want that.
And your total budget is like $33 million a year?
No, we're about 23.
24?
Yeah, and we're 93% Medicaid.
Okay. Any other questions for Mr. Riddell? Thank you, sir.
Thank you, John.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Great job. All right, so R 6-2025, resolution urging MDHHS to provide adequate funding for the public behavioral health care system.
I will
Second.
make that motion
Second.
to accept this resolution.
All right, motion on the floor and support. Any further discussion? Roll call, please.
Commissioner Bryce,
Yes.
Commissioner Barrera,
Yes.
Commissioner Marquetti,
Yes.
Commissioner Lee,
Yes.
Commissioner Langley,
Yes.
Commissioner Lawrence,
Yes.
Commissioner Northrup,
Yes.
and Chair Jones.
Yes. All right. Resolution passes. Thanks for that in detail and in-depth report, John. All right, public comment. This is for anything that's not on the agenda. The floor is now open. Floor is now closed. No closed session. Do we have any commissioner comments? District 1,
Not at this time.
District 2,
Not at time.
3, 4, 5.
Yes.
Yes.
I want to just compliment the administration office and HR for the work they've been doing. It's greatly appreciated.
Absolutely. Got a lot on your shoulders. 6, 7.
Yes. I just want to mention that Commissioner Grice, Commissioner Lawrence, Commissioner Langley, and we went to the legislative conference in Lansing, and I'll let you know a couple of things that we learned when we were at the legislative conference. You already heard one that I met with Jonathan Lindsay, and he's all over your problems, John. So that's it for me.
Commissioner Lee, what she said? All right, nothing else? We're adjourned.
All right, I have items for you to sign.
Denied.
And I missed committee of the whole minute, so if you will sign, please.